Check, check, 1, 2, check, check, check. Trying to picture in my head. Trying to think of what is natural. Hey guys, my name is Marcus. Welcome to my channel. A year ago when I started doing content creation, I felt like a YouTube channel might be something I might start, but I realized that I needed to gain a little bit more experience before I felt more confident in knowing what to talk about. So I waited till I had a little bit more experience working in the field and making more videos and editing videos. And since I started my business and doing freelancing, I've done videos that range from workout videos to realty videos to documentary style filmmaking. And so all those experiences have really helped me understand my craft and myself a lot better. I figured what would be a better video than to share some of the things that I've learned in this last year so that hopefully you guys can be encouraged by it if you're on the same path or if you're someone who's looking to get started. So without further ado, these are 5 things I've learned in my first year as a full-time content creator / filmmaker. So the first one is practice your craft. Basically, early on, I learned that there's going to be a lot of times where there was just this downtime where I wasn't gigging, where I didn't have any clients, time that wasn't spent actually doing work. And so what I used that time for was to practice shooting, practice editing, practice framing. Those are definitely the times that you want to get to know your gear as much as you can, inside and out. Because I noticed that when I'd get to jobs or when I'd get to whatever location that I'd be on, or if I was filming a video that was even just in my house, or if I was editing a video, when you know how your gear works, then you're just able to focus on the creative side and nothing's gonna hold you back. One of the things I noticed I need a lot of practice with was my gimbal. If you have a gimbal and you've never stabilized it, I highly recommend learning how to stabilize the gimbal before the shoot instead of basically arriving on location, pulling it out of the box and thinking that you're going to just run and gun, and that's just not gonna happen more than likely. So those kind of things you need to flesh out when you have the time to, apart from when you're working. So to put it simply, you'll be able to be more efficient with your time. You'll be able to troubleshoot or adapt much faster, or just in general. And you'll be thinking less about the technical side and more just about the creative side, and you'll have that creative freedom that just kind of opens up to you. Okay, so the second one is to learn from others. Now, social media can kind of be a blessing and a curse. If you scroll through Instagram or TikTok and you're seeing these people who've had decades to work on their craft, it can kind of be discouraging, seeing how good they are versus comparing it to your work. But I've noticed that if you compare your work in a healthy way, you can view it as, okay, so this is where I'm at, but this is where I want to be. And so you can use it to propel you forward instead of discourage you and hold you back. And so in that way, you actually open yourself up to more learning instead of kind of gating yourself. One of the other things I'd recommend is finding online groups. I'm in a couple groups on Facebook, so if I have any questions or anything, these are people who have the creative eye and they've done the similar work that I have. And so Facebook groups are a really easy way to sort of get direct feedback, get, constructive criticism, or just criticism. And lastly, the other thing is I would recommend, if you haven't already, finding someone who is in person that you can call up or text and just go out and have fun and shoot something or try something different, or just spend the afternoon exploring, or honestly just have somebody to encourage you to keep moving forward if you do get discouraged and just need some kind of pick-me-up. So find people who inspire you, get connected in some kind of online group if you can, and get connected with people who you can actually connect with in real life. So a buddy of mine put it to me like this: limited resources plus a goal demands creativity. When you have limited resources, you're forced to learn how to use what you have, which kind of goes back to what point 1 is, to accomplish whatever goal you have. And usually that demands some sort of creativity on your part or your team's part to figure out, okay, so this is what we have. These are only options. How are we actually going to do this? And even though there's definitely a practical time to buy gear, and at times you are going to need new gear or better gear as you progress, the one thing that I found is gear does not equal better content. And that's definitely a trap that I have been in and that I've seen other people be in. I also realized that a lot of the things that maybe even I thought that I wanted to do, I thought I had to buy a new piece of gear for, but actually some of my gear does that, and I just never actually took the time to learn my gear. And so then I'm like, okay, so how often am I the problem? How often is it user error? And I've actually had this gear that are able to do these things this whole time, but I'm out here thinking I need to spend more money, and it just doesn't happen to be the case. So using what you have will help you to realize that better gear does not mean better content. There are times in which it's really gonna demand some creativity out of you, and those are the times that I think you're really gonna find some growth in yourself. And then also, I feel like if you learn your gear, you might actually figure out that you might actually have what you think you need, you just didn't know it. So this one is pretty self-explanatory. We all make mistakes, but if you see each of those mistakes as an opportunity for growth, then it's not that you've really failed in whatever you sought out to do, it's just you learned how not to do it. And when you approach new things with this sort of mentality, it actually takes a lot of that pressure off of just trying to get it right or be perfect, and you're kind of able to just freely experiment or try new things while also leaving room for that natural growth to kind of come from that. And if it doesn't work out, of course you can ask yourself, okay, what did I do right? What did I do wrong? And what can I improve? So learning to fail can help you learn more, because we learn more when we make mistakes. If you try something new with that mentality, you're more likely to go easy on yourself, and you're more likely to take opportunities when they come, which will help you learn and to grow. This one is definitely last but not least. So the first job I took when I started this full time, it was a hunting trip in Arizona. I was just there to document the trip and hopefully film us getting a kill, which you can watch the full film on my website. But it was basically 5 days out in the Arizona wilderness, and we had to carry all of our camping gear, some of the days, and also my camera gear. And it was hot, really dry, and trying to walk up and down these mountains with all this camera gear on really wasn't super ideal. But part of what getting out of your comfort zone is also getting new experiences and getting these amazing shots which are on the other side of that comfort zone. And so by the end of it, that trip was really, really fulfilling and really gave me a lot of confidence in my skill. Editing it, that was really fun too. So all in all, it was really rewarding. And as filmmakers, it's kind of our duty to go where the work takes us. And so sometimes that might be in the cold, in the heat, like dust storms. I filmed in snow, I filmed in rain, having to wake up early, having to go to bed late. Those are things that if you're willing to sacrifice your comfort, those are the shots that have more value than others. Also, taking gigs that you might not originally think that you'd be interested in might actually open you up to new opportunities and new interests that you never knew that you had. And so then you can use those experiences to both help build your craft, but also you as a person. So if you're able to get out of your comfort zone, it'll open the world up to a bunch of amazing shots that you never knew that you could take. It could open you up to new experiences that you didn't know that you would like, and it could spark an interest in things that you didn't know you would like. So that's it. Those are 5 things that I've learned since I started doing this a year ago. I hope this encourages you and helps you to move forward as you pursue your dream. You can leave a comment down below if you have anything to add or if anything stuck out to you. See you guys in the next video.